What's going on, my friend? It's Jeff Newport from ChasingStrength.com. And in today's video, we are going to cover the topic of variety and how variety, too much variety and too much choice can leave you overwhelmed. So you do absolutely nothing. So let's dive in. I often get emails which ask me questions like the following: which workout is good for, and then insert, right, whatever you want to in that blank, or can I add blank to whatever workout that particular person is doing, workout program, right? Do I need to do blank? And usually blank is whatever it is they don't want to do, right? Or here's another one I often get is Dr. Expert, right? Insert expert, du jour in there, says I need to do blank, blank, and blank. What do you think? Or here's another one. Doing the same one or two exercises over and over again is boring, but everyone else says they're seeing awesome gains. Should I do blank too? Right. So why are we bringing this up? Well, because here in America, we absolutely love, I dare say, worship the concept of choice, right? Of course, the problem is when you don't know exactly what you want, you become overwhelmed with choice, right? Said another way, the choice becomes overwhelming. And many times you end up paralyzed by making a decision, or in not making a decision, as the case may be. And then you just punt that decision because your brain hurts and you want it to stop hurting, which in the case of exercise is maybe never, because the trends and advice always seem to either be changing or contradicting themselves, right? And that's why I prefer outcome-based decision-making, okay? Number one, I want to know what's my goal, or what's your goal? Number two, what can get me there the fastest, or what can get you there the fastest, right? For men, as we age, we need to focus on at least four things. Number one, we need to preserve and build muscle, but not just any muscle. We need to preserve and build our fast twitch muscle fibers, okay? Those are the biggest muscle fibers in your body, and they burn the most fuel, okay? And they're the ones that are responsible for running faster, jumping higher, lifting more weights, okay? And those are the ones that we lose at 10% per decade. Over the age of 30, said differently, you lose 1% of your fast twitch muscle fibers every year, right? Over 30. Super awesome. Okay, so we need to train those. Number two, we need to get stronger, and that's because we naturally get weaker as we get older, okay? I refer you back to point number one, fast twitch muscle fibers. Number three, we need to improve our metabolic health, okay? And that's because most guys have eaten way too much crap. Am I allowed to say that on this channel? I guess I am, right? Just who knows if YouTube is going to censor that word or not. And they drank too much booze, so their bodies are either pre-diabetic or they have full-blown type 2 diabetes, all right? So we need to exercise to reverse those trends, reverse those diseases. And number four, last but not least, we need to train to improve our heart health. Why? Well, see number three, right? We ate too much crap. There's that word again, right? We drank too much booze when we were younger. Kettlebells, well, they're the shortcut. They're the 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle, right, for achieving these goals. So while Billy Joe Jim Bob is out running on the treadmill for 30 minutes and then doing biceps curls and then doing stability ball crunches afterwards, if you're using kettlebells, well, you've already done a full total body training session, right? And you train those fast twitch muscle fibers, assuming you applied the right load and used the right rep ranges, okay? And the right rest periods, and you trained your heart and you stoke the fires of your metabolism to burn hot long after your workout or training session is over, right? So what's the 80-20 rule of kettlebell training? Is there one? Yes. It's the double kettlebell clean and press, okay? And you can argue you can mix that in there with some snatches, some single kettlebell snatches, okay? And that's because not everybody can stomach a steady diet of clean and presses, right? Or at least the thought of only clean and presses. So you can apply what we use in Olympic lifting, which has been come to be known as, is that even proper grammar? I don't know, all right? So over the years, it's come to be known as specialized variety, okay? So what does that look like? Well, instead of just the clean, we have, and this is in Olympic weightlifting, okay? We have the power clean, which is a clean that's pulled from the floor and caught high and not squatted underneath. We have the power clean pulled from the knee, okay? So that the bar is pulled right from the knee. And then there's power clean from below the knee, okay? So just below the knee, right? As the name would suggest, power clean from above the knee, power clean from the hip, okay? So you're barely flexing the hip at all and you're doing a clean. And then we have the power clean from the low blocks and the power clean from the high blocks. That's great, Jeff, but these are barbell exercises. What does this have to do with kettlebell training? I'm getting there, man. So hold your horses, all right? How do you apply this to your kettlebells? Well, you can do clean and press, okay, which is the traditional clean where we hike the kettlebell underneath the body and we pre-stretch the hamstrings and the glutes, right? Fast eccentric loading. You could do the dead stop clean and press, okay? And that's where the bells are between your feet, okay? You could do what would you call this? I don't even know what this is called. Basically the dead stop clean and press, but the kettlebells are slightly underneath the body, okay? So you have to create a deeper wedge in the hips and the lower back, okay? You can do all three of those types of cleans, but you can add in a push press instead of press. You could do all three of those types of cleans, and you could add in a jerk instead of a push press or press. And you could do all three of those types of cleans and add in a seesaw press, okay? As many different examples. Now, you can also add in other beneficial exercises, what we call big bang for your buck exercises, okay? My favorites, right, for guys our age, guys over 40, are the single kettlebell snatch and the double kettlebell front squat. Why? Because they cover all the bases, right? So between the clean or your particular preference or variety or flavor of the clean and your particular variety, preference, and flavor of the press, plus a single kettlebell snatch, plus a double kettlebell front squat, and there really isn't a muscle in your body that you haven't left untouched. How do you program it? Well, you keep your reps lowish at first to work your technique and your strength, and then you only push them higher when you feel confident you have both of those nailed down. Okay. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, click the like button, smash the subscribe button, leave me a comment in the comment section below, and I'll leave you some links to resources for you with just enough variety in them that don't leave you overwhelmed. All right. Until next time, my friend, stay strong.